Welcome to the Garden Wise Show with Colorado's most knowledgeable and entertaining garden experts with host Keith Funk, the Garden Wise Guy. Get ready for gardening tips that you can use right now. New plants, hot products, and the latest from horticultural science. The phone lines are open, so call into the Legend Studio now. 303-477-2473. That's 303-477-2473. Or text your questions and photos to 303-477-5600. That's 303-477-5600. On the air since 1994, Keith and his guests have been answering your questions about gardening in the high-altitude desert of the Colorado Front Range. And now, here's your host, Keith Funk, the Garden Wise Guy.
And welcome to the Garden Wise Show. Thank you, Sean, for that introduction. And my name is Keith Funk. That's me if you're watching on Facebook right now. And joining me today as my special co-host, the delightful and talented Luann Aiken from Tagawa Gardens. Good morning, Luann.
I appreciate that introduction. Thank you kindly for the vote of confidence.
Oh, you guys had a big event last night.
Wine and Roses are one of our premier events for the year, and I got to hand out tickets for cheese and crackers, and it's right up there with airport people watching. It's so much fun.
Tell me what you just told me a little bit ago.
Oh, that would show my mean side. All right, so I was handing out tickets for cheese and crackers.
Yes.
And I had 2 tickets in my hand, and a lovely couple came up and said, now this ticket is for cheese and crackers, or you can have crackers and cheese with this ticket. Most people got it. A couple went, huh? But then they got it. It's fun.
Sure.
Tagawa people are great.
They are. Yeah, it's always fun to go there.
Yeah.
So, and unlike, like all the other garden centers, I should say, this is spring. People are stocking up their stores. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, we have to surrender our big classroom space to the ladies in annuals.
Oh, yeah?
We wrestled it from a few years back, and now we have to give it back for a couple months.
Oh,
yeah.
so
but
no
we still
classes,
have a classroom.
Right. Just a different one. Okay. All right. Well, so we're going to be here until 9 o'clock this morning. As usual, every Saturday morning, all year round, you will find 2 of us here.
Without fail.
Without fail.
And Chop.
That's right. Well,
Mostly Sean.
Mostly Sean.
Yeah.
And the way this works is it's a garden show. It's a call-in garden show. You call in or text in with your gardening questions or your gardening successes or, I'm going to try this year. What do you think?
What?
Something like that.
Yeah, I thought you were asking me.
I'm going to try planting elephant seeds. What do you think?
Okay, that's good. Get a topiary.
There you go. So the telephone number here for the studio is 303-477-2473. Right. And the delightful Mr. Sean will answer the phone and will ask you all kinds of personal questions and put you in the queue.
And I have to warn people, Sean is unfailingly cheerful.
He is.
So be wide-eyed and bushy-tailed.
So early in the morning.
It is. You do a fine job.
You can also text us your questions, concerns, what have you. And that phone number is different. It's 303-477-5600. And the cool thing about texting is you can send a picture along with your text.
One at a time.
One at a time, yeah. So if you have multiple pictures, you'll have to send multiple texts because only one picture will come through at a time. But that's always fun because then we can see, exactly what your question is about. You can text us a picture and then call us and we can discuss the picture. There's all kinds of ways to do it. And if you're watching us on Facebook right now, on Facebook Live, you can put your comments or questions in the comments section.
And people do.
Yeah.
Cool.
So there's multiple ways for you to get a hold of us today. I just wanted to point out today that sunrise is at 6:08. Was at 6:08. Last week this time it was at 6:18, so we've 10 minutes earlier.
Wow.
Yeah.
In 1 week.
Sunset 7:48 this evening. Last week it was 7:40. So we gained more in the morning than we did in the evening.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
I think it has something to do with where we are.
We're wobbly.
In relationship to
Yeah.
the sun.
Exactly. Let's see. That means that we have now a total of 13 hours and 40 minutes of daylight.
I love it. I really do.
It's getting better and better
I do.
all the time. The ET for this last week was 1.2 inches. It's starting to climb back up, but we're supposed to have a nice, cool, possibly
Yeah.
rainy week coming up.
I was checking the forecast, and I don't see anything above 65-ish,
Okay.
67-ish.
Yeah.
And we do have a 32 on one forecast that I looked at, and I think that was tomorrow night. But mostly in the mid 30s,
Mm-hmm.
and off and on rain. Next weekend's supposed to be nice, but that's so far away. You know, I have sympathy for the forecasters here because Colorado's always been a tough spot.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
But now with Mother Nature doing what Mother Nature is doing, I pretty much believe it when I see it.
And we're heading into an El Nino year, so
yeah.
that's supposed to give us more moisture. We'll see what happens.
Super El Nino, I think, is supposed to be moving in later in the summer.
Later in the summer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's move it up.
Yeah, I like that too. Can we vote?
I'll send a letter.
Okay. You get the address, we'll put it on the air.
There you go. I like that idea.
By public demand.
That's by public demand. I'll post it on YouTube.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
So, yeah, we're supposed to have a cooler, possibly moister week coming up, which means you might want to check your watering schedules. I know that we're supposed to be saving water.
Yeah.
They want us to save 20% on the landscape, and
I'm convinced we can do it.
I am too. My system is turned off. I mean, it's charged and ready to go if I need it, but I'll only water a zone if it needs it. And I have a southwest corner area that's on one zone that does dry out faster than the rest of the yard. So right now I've been getting away with one total watering a week, and then the second watering would be that southwest zone.
Are you mowing your lawn?
I've mowed it once.
Okay.
Yeah, it needs it again. The dogs are almost hidden.
They are short dogs for
They are.
those who
No,
are listening.
I play catch with her, with the female, Finley, and she has this little tennis ball.
Uh-huh.
And when I throw it, it disappears. So she's not watching. She doesn't know where it went.
She'll sniff it out.
Sometimes she will. She still hasn't quite learned how to bring it all the way back to me. She'll bring it back to within about 2 feet
Yeah.
of me, and then she'll drop it and look at me like, okay.
That's pretty good, actually.
Well, I want her to bring it to my feet.
Drop it
So
on your
we're getting
toes.
closer.
Okay.
We're getting closer. But she's not even 1 year old yet, so we're learning things. And we've got to talk about what should be going in the ground now versus seed versus plants. What happened to your yard at that frost, that 20-some degrees that we had? Did you have some damage?
A little bit. You know, Sean was talking earlier, got into a bit of a panic, I think.
Yeah.
And called you about his tree. And
Uh-huh.
I don't know what kind of tree.
I think it was an ash tree.
Ash tree. And all the little leaves were wilting, but it was mostly a function of just the freeze. Almost tender growth, which really takes it.
Yeah.
But it'll come back.
Oh yeah, the trees, your trees and shrubs. I had damage on my smoke bush, my Aurelia, my spiny Aurelia. What else got damaged?
But
I'm trying to-
minor.
Minor, my redbud got some foliar damage, but these things will all sprout back. They have multiple sets of backup buds
For leaves,
for leaves.
but not always flowers. Right?
Definitely not for flowers.
Yeah.
But they'll have the backup buds for leaves. And so you don't have to worry about that frost killing your plants, even though it looks like they might be dead because of the fried foliage. And that'll fall off in due course. But yeah, just give them some time. And the worst, I shouldn't say the worst thing you can do, but it's not going to help to go out there and feed the trees. Because the trees, to take up fertilizer out of the ground, they have to expend energy. And right now, without the foliage, they're having to use stored energy.
Right.
And since it's the end of winter and early spring, that stored energy has been a little depleted by getting through the winter. So I'm not a big fan of fertilizing, not only after a frost like this, but after a hailstorm.
Right. Right.
You know, you want to wait until you see that new growth starting to go up again.
Let the plant tell you.
Yes,
that it's
exactly.
ready.
And my iris told me that they're upset.
But you had blossoms up. You had blooms, right?
I had 2-foot tall flower spikes on my iris, and
Which are early, I would think.
they're definitely early. They usually don't bloom before before May.
Yeah.
But my little dwarf bearded ones, little dwarf guys, they looked a little puny, but they've bounced back and they're producing some more flowers. But the tall bearded iris, I think I lost most of them. I lost a lot of lilies, the true lilies, not daylilies,
Right.
but the bulb type lilies. I did get out there and cover a few with some trash cans, but I ran out of trash cans and I ran out of interest. So
In that order.
it's like,
Yeah.
make it or not. It's your choice. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
So some of them bit it and some of them didn't.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they're going to produce more foliage, to be honest with me.
The foliage got bitten too?
Oh, the foliage all the way to the ground. They were just
Really?
laying flat on the ground in there. That's at this ugly, translucent, brownish tan,
And
mushy color.
That wasn't any snow involved.
No,
Like
well,
that.
we had snow,
We
but
had snow, but
but
yeah.
not enough to.
That wasn't what did the damage.
No, it was the cold temperatures because these lilies were up, quite.
But the
quite a bit.
iris, I always thought of those as pretty tough.
I know we had 24 degrees at my house, and
That's not tough. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it was a shame. We've got a message here on the comment section on Facebook. Is it too early to plant shrubs in the garden?
Heck no.
Heck no is right.
Yeah.
Get out there, because the nurseries, all their stock is outside. It's all acclimated. It's ready to go.
And at Tagawa's, trees and shrubs are 20% off through the end of the month.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do they still get the warranty?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
So you still get a warranty and 20% off.
20% off Tagawa's, trees, shrubs, fruiting, everything in the nursery section
Uh-huh.
is 20% off through
Nice.
April. Yeah, it's a great time. It's going to be such a good week to plant.
It is going to be a very nice, mild week, and you shouldn't have any problems with
Yeah.
that. Even if we do have a 32-degree temperature, that's
Yeah.
not going to bother things.
Yeah.
You can even be putting things in the ground like cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, lettuce, spinach. All those cool season crops need to go in early. Onions, oh my gosh. If you haven't planted your onions, get to it. If you haven't planted your potatoes, get to it, because they're sort of day length dependent. The more growth you can get on them before we hit that magical June 21st, when we start going backwards in day length, that's an important signal to those plants.
To the plants.
Yes. So the more growth you can have before then, the better your harvest is going to be. So that's why you want to plant them early.
Right. Good.
Let's see what it's still too early to plant your warm season crops. Too early for corn and beans, squash, cucumbers, that sort of thing.
Tomatoes, peppers.
Yeah, they want a warm soil, and we don't have a warm soil yet. And by soil temperature, I mean something in the neighborhood of 60, 65 degrees minimum before you start putting those plants or seeds in the ground. And if you don't have a soil thermometer, you can get one. you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're easy to find and they're not expensive.
Just remember you're testing the temperature of the soil down at what the root zone would be.
Yeah,
Not
a good
like-
6 inches.
Not
Yeah,
like a foot down.
right. Yeah, there's just the top 6 inches where your new plants will be. I know when I was a kid in Kansas, we always planted tomatoes in a deep hole. We'd dig a hole foot and a half deep and plant the plant at the bottom and start filling it in as the plant grew up. But it was much warmer there.
Yeah.
And that soil temperature here is going to be way too cold.
Although it's warmer than average for this time of year.
Yeah.
Given the
And you can artificially raise the soil temperature by covering the area with some clear plastic. It acts like a little greenhouse. It works much better than black plastic, because black plastic, if you put that down, the plastic heats up, but not so much the soil. The clear plastic acts like a little greenhouse and traps that heat, and it goes down into the ground much deeper. Or you can use a product like Wall of Water, or its equivalent, those little teepees that you fill with water.
the baffles.
Yeah, and you want to put those up and get them charged up a good 5 or 6 days before you plant, so it does have a chance to warm up the soil inside that little protected area, and that will give you, a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks jump on the season with your tomatoes and peppers.
In theory.
In theory.
I have a story.
Oh, what's your story?
Several years ago, I decided I was going to plant my tomatoes in probably now-ish, early to mid-April. So I got my wall of water, my season extender, as they call them now, and I set it up just with that to warm the soil.
Yeah.
And so that was on there for probably 2 weeks. And then I went out and I planted my tomato, and I put the wall of water back on, and I would clip it at night.
Yeah.
Just clip the top of it.
Clip it closed so it looks like a teepee.
So then we got some snow coming in, kind of like we had, here past few days, week ago, and so I covered it, the little tomato, with rugs and everything I could think of to insulate it, and then I planted an identical tomato at the proper time.
Yeah.
They did just the same.
Just the same.
Exactly the same.
I find that to be true with direct seeding, things like cucumbers and beans and squash and so forth. You can buy the plants, or you can direct seed them at the proper time, and within a month you won't be able to tell the difference.
You really won't. You really won't. I think sometimes the harvest can be a little sooner, but when you put a heat-loving plant like tomatoes and peppers in the ground and the soil is cold, as long as they're protected from frost, the plant won't die, but they just sit there. They sit there and stare at you, and what is it you're thinking?
And sometimes things like peppers and eggplant will sort of lock up.
Get stunted, yeah.
And they'll never take off well.
Right.
If you do it too early. So it's always a better bet to wait a little longer than you want to, rather than planting too early on those early crops, those warm season crops.
I think gardening is an adventure, and if you want to try it as an experiment, which is pretty much what I was doing, go for it. Go for it. If there's money in the budget to replace it, if something
we'll
goes
make
wrong.
more.
Yeah, but some of these little hacks don't work so well.
No, they don't. We always used to. Again, back in Kansas, we had lots of hedge apples that were hedgerows, that they planted back in the Dust Bowl days to prevent wind erosion and so forth. And unfortunately, they're taking so many of them down. It's too bad. But we always used to say, you don't plant your corn until the hedge apples have leaves the size of mouse ears.
Which isn't very big.
Which isn't very big. But hedge apples would leaf out late.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So.
I don't think we have those in Colorado, do we?
Oh, Jim has one.
Does he?
Or he had one. Dorothy
Thinking
has
of you,
one.
Jim, yes.
Yes.
Thinking of you.
Yeah. Hedge apples. What else do we call? Osage orange. That's another name for them.
Do they really have anything edible?
No. In fact, they were bad for the cows.
Okay.
For milk cows. So hedge apples were bad for them.
Huh.
But people say that you can, put them in your garage and they keep spiders out, and that's a bunch of hooey. Anyway, we've got to take a break here and get back to some more hooey after you listen to these messages from our sponsors here on The Garden Wise Show, Legends 810.
It's like the difference between soft, gentle rain and a monsoon. That's how I compare the effect of a dram rain wand on plants to the hard blast of a typical spray nozzle attachment to your garden hose. Water flows through 400 tiny holes in the dram rain wand's soft shower nozzle to bathe and refresh your plants, not damage them or wash away soil. Its handy-reach handle has a 60-degree bend and conveniently extends to more distant garden rows and hanging baskets. And there's a fingertip shutoff valve. No wonder professional growers in the greenhouses and nurseries use dram watering tools. Today, there are imitators, but nothing matches the superior quality of the original, invented over 50 years ago. They're simply the best. Dram watering tools are available at Tagawa Gardens in Centennial, Nick's Garden Center in Aurora, and Jared's Garden Center in Littleton.
Spring is in full swing at Jared's Nursery Gift and Garden on West Bowles Avenue. You'll find cheerful pansies and violas, plus some hardy perennials, including the wildly popular hellebores. And of course, Jared's has everything you need to plant and care for these great plants. Even some frost blankets if Mother Nature throws in some cold nights. This is the perfect time to stop in and talk about your garden or landscape plans. Our friendly, experienced staff would love the opportunity to talk gardening with you. We can help you plan enhancements to your landscape or help you with some veggie garden ideas. We have a full lineup of seeds and seed starting supplies in stock now, and would love the opportunity to help you with that. Wouldn't it be fun to get some tomatoes or petunias growing from seed this year? How cool to be able to tell your friends that you grew them yourself. So whether it be gifts or tools, fountains or statuary, flowers, trees, shrubs, or just some gardening advice, you know you can get it at Jared's. Don't forget soil, mulch, compost, and fertilizers as you prepare for the coming gardening season. Jared's Nursery Gift and Garden Center is a family-owned business serving you for 45 years at 10500 West Bowles Avenue in Littleton. Open 9 to 5 Saturday and Sunday, and 9 to 6 Monday through Friday. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Wilmore Nursery is open and ready for spring. Yes, even during construction, with easy access from Broadway. Now's the time to protect your lawn. Get your grub-free zone treatment and stop Japanese beetles before they start. Prefer organic? Wilmore has beneficial nematodes for safe natural prevention. Gardeners, get ready. Cool season veggie plants are in and ready to plant. Lettuce, spinach, carrots, cabbage, kale, rhubarb, and more. Plus, fresh herbs have arrived and those ever-popular peonies are here, but they always sell out fast. Brighten your home with pre-planted blooming spring bulbs. Enjoy them indoors or out, then plant them in your garden when they're done blooming. And don't forget, 2026 seeds are fully stocked. While you're there, grab some farm fresh eggs too. Mark your calendar for Saturday, April 4th. At 11 a.m., it's a free Easter egg hunt for all ages. Bring your basket and your camera. Then at 1 p.m., learn how to get the greenest, weed-free, low-water lawn on your block at their turf class. Wilmore Nursery, 711 East County Line Road in Littleton. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, and Sunday, 10 to 5. Wilmore Nursery, your spring starts here.
Hand watering trees, shrubs, and flowers is allowed in most areas, so don't miss the Tree Farm's early spring tree and shrub sale going on now. 6-foot-tall fruit trees now only $139.99, including apple, cherry, pear, and plum. Ready-to-bloom lilac shrubs now only $67.46 each. Choose from purple, pink, and white. The early spring tree and shrub sale is going on now at the Tree Farm.
Take I-25 to exit 235. Then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
All right, we are back to the Garden Wise Show, and we have another comment there on the Facebook Live page that, let's see here, it's Jeanette said that she didn't prune her roses back yet, and they are tall and covered with pretty green leaves. Is it too late to prune, or will I get flowers anyway? And my answer would be, it depends on what kind of rose it is. There are some really early flowering roses, like Austrian copper roses, that I've already seen starting to flower. And a few climbers and ramblers that have already started to bloom. So depends on the rose. If it's a tea rose, a grandiflora, floribunda type rose, yeah, go ahead and cut it.
And she may know the type of rose it is,
Yeah.
but she can always look back to say, when did it bloom last year?
Right.
You know, to get a sense of so if they, what about, can you judge it and say if they haven't even remotely set buds, it's okay to prune?
Yeah, if you can look and
Yeah.
see flower buds, then I wouldn't prune.
Yeah.
It's probably, if you've got one of those early, once and done sort of roses, because there are those that just bloom that one time and then they're done for the season. I don't think I'd be pruning them right now.
No, wait and see.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
but feed them.
Yeah. What is the rose food now that the Rose Society is recommending?
Oh, it used to be the Mile High
Mile
Rose
High,
Food, but now it's called Darn Good Fertilizer.
Okay. Okay.
That's the name of it.
There you are. Some clever people in their garage.
Well, they pretty much copied the Mile High, except now it's all organic. It's 100%
Okay.
organic.
Is it local?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
that's a local company.
Okay.
So it's called Darn Good Fertilizer,
Okay.
which should be darn easy to remember.
It should.
And
It should.
I'm pretty sure most of the garden centers have it.
I'll look and see.
Yeah,
Have you seen it at Nick's?
I've seen it there. Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so I wanted to remind everybody that this next Saturday, which is what, May 2nd?
I believe.
Yeah, May 2nd. I am going to be heading down to Castle Rock to the Plum Creek Garden Market down there. It's a brand new one for Castle Rock. And I'll be there from 10 to noon answering your gardening questions and handing out lots of door prizes. So I'd love to see you there. I'd love to see and meet a lot of our listeners.
Especially if they bring pictures.
Yeah, pictures on your phone is always helpful. And the address down there in Castle Rock for the Plum Creek Garden Market is 441 South Perry Street.
On the south side of Castle Rock.
Yeah. 441 South Perry in Castle Rock. And I will be there from 10 to noon next Saturday. I'd love to see you there. I'd love to meet you and we can talk. We can talk.
Yeah.
Some coffee talk.
Sounds like my husband's home country there.
Oh, yeah?
Long Island, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Good morning. Love the show. How do I kill sage? I cut it to the ground last year and it grew back even bigger. And I'm wondering what kind of sage. It's probably not the culinary sage.
Russian, I would think.
Maybe Russian sage?
Yeah.
Okay.
It runs. It's a beast.
It can be, yeah, absolutely. And then there's our native sages, you know, those
Little sand
silver-leaved
sages.
ones.
Those are pretty.
Yeah,
I love
they
sand
are.
sage.
But they're, you know, you could that's a plant that has evolved with grazing animals like buffalo and elk and deer and that sort of thing. So it can be munched back to the ground and it is able to regenerate as well. So it depends on what kind of sage we're talking about, but I wonder if it is the Russian sage.
I would think the secret to that is to wait until it has some growth before you spray it.
Yeah.
Spraying the stubs is not going to do much.
Spraying stubs doesn't do it. Now, you'll want to use a non-selective weed killer. I'm a fan of the high-yield Super Kills All. And just keep the spray off of anything that you don't want to die.
Watch the temperature, watch the wind.
Yes. The temperature needs to be above 60 degrees when you spray. And the more foliage, the better.
Yeah.
It does not go into the soil. It goes in it is absorbed through the foliage and carried down into the sap stream that way. That's why I say the more foliage, the better.
And with Russian sage, it's going to take
More than-
repeated
yeah,
applications.
it will.
If that's what it is.
Yeah, unless you want to dig it up.
And even then, the runners are just a beast.
They can be,
Yeah, I
yeah.
had planted some back in my beekeeping days because
Mhm.
of it makes a really interesting dark honey.
Mhm.
But yeah, it went under my 6-inch raised bed with landscape timber type.
Oh,
thing,
yeah,
and
yeah.
came up in my tomato patch.
Oh, sure.
It's a beast.
Yeah, like
So-
raspberries.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just travels underground.
Yeah.
And that could be an issue. Let's see. A few weeks ago, you recommended a bush for a lady who called in, named Caroline. Do you remember the whole name? It's probably Carol Mackey.
Oh, okay.
Daphne.
I wasn't sure she was talking about the lady with the shrub.
Well, yeah, it could be. But I do talk about Carol
Yeah.
Mackey
I
Daphne a
remember
lot.
hearing that.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I was here.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Carol, like the name Carol, Carol, and the last name is Mackey, Mackie.
One of the plant select
One of the plant selects,
plants.
yeah.
So you can go to plantselect.org and look it up and get all the information you could possibly want in terms of size and seasonal changes and such.
Perfect.
Right.
That's exactly right. Let's see, what else we got going on here? Scott says good morning from Washington, D.C. Good morning, Scott.
Hello.
And no question or anything like that, but just a good morning, and I appreciate that very much.
Radio is amazing that way. And with the internet, it used to be that you'd wait at night and the signal would bounce off the clouds back in my KOA days. But yeah, and now with the internet, you can hear everywhere, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So thanks for checking in. We appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
2 hours ahead of us. You're 2 hours more awake than some of the people on this end of the planet.
Yeah. Today is the first day of the Denver Orchid Society Orchid Show and Sale at the Denver Botanic Gardens in Mitchell Hall.
Of which you are a key player.
I are a key player. That's right. I have an exhibit. The plants in my exhibit aren't for sale, but in the center of the room there are hundreds, literally hundreds of orchids for sale. And let's see, what was I going to say about that? Anywhere from beginner type plants to collector, connoisseur, really weird stuff.
Are a lot of the members selling some of their own
No,
plants?
no.
No, so this
No,
is
this-
strictly
a
that part's
fundraiser
the
for
show.
yeah.
And then okay.
Yeah. So the members put in their exhibits to show how, to show off their abilities, and those plants are not for sale. But the Fort Collins Orchid Club has a beautiful exhibit. So does Colorado Springs. A really nice exhibit of plants there. Denver Orchid Society has a big exhibit there. And then a lot of individuals that like to put in that kind of effort and support the society. But we invite you all to come and see the show. The show is free to get into as far as entering Mitchell Hall, but entering the gardens, the Denver Botanic Gardens, if you're not a member, there is a gate fee to get in.
But you also get to wander the rest of the garden.
The whole rest of the gardens. It's going to be a decent day today.
One of the things that I think is really fun about these specialty shows, whether it's the Orchid Society, the Rock Garden, there's so much expertise just waiting for you there, in terms of advice, and whether you're an expert or whether you're a newbie. Just that's living library right there. Come and talk to these people and say, I want to do it, but I'm afraid, which I would bet you get some, I want to do it, but I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'm afraid. Well, I'm afraid that you will kill plants.
Yeah.
It's no different than any other plant. If you grow cactus and succulents, if you grow African violets, if you grow vegetables or perennials, we've all killed plants in the learning process.
Paniotti once said that if you're not killing anything, you're not trying hard
You're
enough.
not trying hard enough. That's
Yeah.
exactly, and you're not learning anything.
Yeah, exactly the point.
Yeah. So, I'm going to be probably manning the information table there at the Orchid Show for the next 2 days.
Okay.
So I'll be there to fill you in on my expertise, which of how many years now? 45 years of growing orchids.
You were a baby.
I was
Yeah.
in junior high school, I think,
Okay.
when I started growing orchids.
Did they consider you an orchid dork back then?
They thought I was weird, especially my brothers and sisters. They all thought I was just a dork. I was into gardening, I was into birding, and they. And guess what? All my brothers and sisters are now feeding birds and planting gardens and doing all that dorky stuff that I did way ahead of them. So
Yeah. And you won't let me
Nah.
forget it.
That's right. Hey, we've got to take another break. I'm sorry to break this up, but we've got to take another break. We're going to come back and talk to Katie on the phone
About
once we
potting
get
mix.
back. Yeah, about potting mix. So don't go away. Get a fresh cup of coffee and sit back. We'll be back on the Garden Wise Show in just a minute on Legends 810.
We've thawed from the winter chill, and now it's time to read up on the best products to control beetles and grubs in your yards and gardens. There's a couple of products that give a 1-2 punch to those grubs and beetles.
Now that temperatures have risen, the grubs are becoming active again in your lawns and gardens. Make sure you use safe, high-performing products like Grub Gun and Beetle Gun, so you, your kids, and pets can safely enjoy your yard without sharing it with beetles and grubs.
Grub Gone can be applied to turf to control grubs, reduce turf damage, and lessen the impact that beetles will have on your yard in the summer. Plus, it's easy to use. Just apply with any commercial spreader and irrigate into the soil. Grub Gone is a biological product that specifically targets grubs without harming soil beneficials.
And use Beetle Gun in your garden soil to control grubs, or later in summer on your roses and other ornamentals or fruiting plants to control beetle invaders without harming bees, ladybugs, or butterflies. Find out more at BeetleGone.com.
You'll find Grub Gone and Beetle Gone at your local independent garden center. And as always, tell them the Garden Wise guy sent you.
Soil moist granules are a non-toxic, water-storing polymer product that keeps your plants hydrated twice as long. Every morning, you water your hanging baskets, vegetables, and flower beds, and by evening, they're dry again. Soil moist polymer crystals mix into your potting soil and encourage absorption, cutting your watering in half. They absorb water like a sponge, then slowly release it as your soil dries out. That means less watering for you and more consistent moisture at the root level, right where plants need it. Ideal for hanging baskets, planters, flower beds, and even vegetables, Soil Moist reduces transplant shock, improves soil texture, and lasts for seasons. It's non-toxic, degradable, and environmentally friendly. Just hydrate the granules before mixing them into your soil and let Soil Moist do the hard part for you. Find Soil Moist at your favorite independent garden center or learn more at soilmoist.com.
Watering restrictions are here, and every drop matters. So how do you keep your trees, shrubs, and lawn healthy while using less water? Twin Oaks Tree Experts has a smart solution: wetting agents. When soil becomes dry or compacted, water often runs off or evaporates before it ever reaches the roots. Wetting agents fix that problem by helping water soak deep into the soil, right where your plants need it most. That means your trees, shrubs, perennials, and lawn get more benefit from every drop of water with far less waste. You'll see reduced drought stress, stronger root systems, and healthier plants even during watering restrictions. It's a smarter, more efficient way to protect your landscape while staying compliant with local watering limits. Since 1998, Twin Oaks has been staffed with internationally certified arborists, making them your one-stop shop for expert tree and plant care. Call or text 720-263-2337 or schedule online at twinoaksusa.com. Twin Oaks Tree Experts, helping you do more with less water all season long.
Hand watering tree, shrubs, and flowers is allowed in most areas, so don't miss the Tree Farm's early spring tree and shrub sale. A list of our sale items are at thetreefarm.com. 5 to 6 foot tall aspen clumps only $119.99 each. 3-year-old Cheyenne privet hedge now gets 6 for $306. 6 to 8 foot spring snow fruitless crabapple trees only $139.99. Come
You
see.
take I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
And we are back to the Garden Wise Show, and as promised, we're going to go right out and talk to Katie in Boulder. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning.
What's going on with you today?
Hey, I have a question. I know you told us before, Keith, but the potting mix in my pots, you gave a little formula. You dump all the old potting mix into a wheelbarrow, and you mix it up, and you supplement it. And can you give me your formula again?
Yeah, I add about 25% compost to it.
Okay.
And if it looks kind of dense, I'll add about 25% perlite.
Perlite. Okay, and then you put some osmocote and mix it together.
I typically don't mix the osmocote in because then you'll have osmocote all the way to the bottom of the pot, and that's not going to be very effective.
Oh, okay.
So I put the osmocote in when I plant.
Okay, so you don't, you just put the compost. You don't put like new bags of potting mix?
You can. Yeah, you can. It all depends on what you're starting with when you dump those pots out. If it looks like it's really decomposed, really dense, then yeah, I would supplement with as much as 50% new potting soil. Or if that potting soil is 4, 5, 6 years old, you might just want to put it in your vegetable garden and dig it in and start fresh.
Okay, so it's kind of feel.
Yeah.
And you can test it a little bit by just putting some in a pot and seeing how well the water sinks in.
And drains.
And drains.
Yeah.
Right. It needs to be a little fluffy to hold the water.
Okay, good idea. Hey, question about the potting mix. A couple years ago, I bought the big bale of Pro Mix.
Uh-huh.
And one year I got HP, and then one year I got the BX. They're really big. And I found that the HP was better. I don't know if this might have been just I had a good bale. So I want to make sure when I buy my new bale of Pro Mix, which one would you recommend, HP, BX?
I like the HP. It stands for high. What is it? HP? High porosity.
Okay.
High porosity.
Good. So that's what I thought too. So I had this whole bale of BX I had to get rid of slowly. I did not like. So one quick question. You said you use Rich Lawn for fertilizer. Is there a particular Rich Lawn bag I should try to get?
Well, I usually use the Rich Lawn Pro Rich, which is a
Pro?
lawn food.
Okay, so
But
it
they
just says-
also, Rich Lawn does also produce Grow Rich, which is, there's one for roses and I think there's one for vegetable gardens. But I use the Pro Mix for all of it.
Okay, good to know.
The drawback to the Pro Rich lawn food is it has extra iron in it, and if you get it on cement surfaces, it can stain.
Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. So if you can, I know this is probably forbidden this year, I would usually just hose off the cement areas.
Or a broom.
Or a broom.
Yeah, be super careful.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, what do you guys think of the Revive to put on your lawn?
I love it.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Especially this year.
Yeah, it helps get the water in, especially those compacted areas or sloping areas. Helps get the water in deeper.
Okay, so do you recommend a particular Revive, the liquid formula or the granule formula?
Yes, I like them both for different purposes. For fairly flat lawn areas, I go with the granular material, but for the liquid, I use the liquid where I have extra compaction or sloping areas, because I can stand there longer and apply more, because you're not going to hurt anything.
Good point. Good
Yeah.
point. So would you apply the Revive the same time you do the Rich Lawn fertilizer?
Yeah, and then just water it all in.
Okay, mix it all in. Just do that. Okay, good. Those are my questions. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Katie.
Have a good weekend.
You too,
right.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, that reminds me too. That was Katie. She was from the Rock Garden Society.
Okay.
And they had their sale at your place.
That was so much fun.
It was. It was a lot of fun. But I also want to report that the Cactus and Succulent Society is having their sale this weekend out at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds. And that's a lot of fun to go to because they have not only the houseplant type cactus and succulents, but they have a really nice selection of cold hardy
And that's
cactus
getting
and
to be
succulents.
more and more popular.
It is,
here.
yeah. Including things like different cool varieties of yuccas and agaves that will survive outdoors here in the ground. So, and beautiful varieties of prickly pear cactus, opuntias. There's little like little barrel type cactuses, that sort of thing, that are native here. So if you're into cactus gardening and succulents, or have an area that is really hot and sunny and difficult to water, or keep anything else alive, you might want to try that.
Now, I have a question for you. Succulents are notoriously small root systems. When you, and we talk about getting plants established, getting their root systems established. If you were to transplant an orchid, I'm sorry, a cactus, how would you get that? You don't need that much soil. I asked because Skip and I have a little bit of pasture area, and every now and then we find one of those little barrel cactuses. And I'd like to move it. So how I don't need a big root ball because there isn't one.
Well, there might be if it's been in the ground a while.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm just thinking, it seems like it's not the same behavior as you're moving a shrub or something.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to overwater it, but I don't want to underwater it either.
Well, true. You probably would water it about half as much as you'd water a new perennial.
To get it established.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Now we're seeing at Tagawa's lots of interest in winter.
And usually these plants don't like our typical organic mulches.
Exactly.
They don't like bark mulch. They don't like things like that. If you're gonna mulch the ground with something, mulch it with something like squeegee
or
pea gravel. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I killed some many years ago. Killed some ice plants by using a bark mulch. Around them.
Oh, they hate that.
They hated it.
Yeah.
They hated it. They are long gone.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, we're going to take another break. We've got Sherry on the line out in Arvada to talk about garlic, and we have a couple of text messages to go over, so stick tuned. We're going to be right back on the Garden Wise Show, Legends 810.
Voles can get into your garden and kill newly planted shrubs or trees by gnawing on the bark, and their systems of tunnels and holes can leave your grass, plants, and bulbs vulnerable to their feeding. You'll know if they're present if you see golf ball-sized holes in your garden or yard. You can stop these voles in their tracks with Vole Scram, a proprietary blend of environmentally safe ingredients that makes this formula much stronger than just using castor oil. This biodegradable formula repels voles by making your shrubs taste bad and by disturbing their digestive process. This also makes their tunnels and holes bad-smelling too. Voles are active year-round, so you need a solution that is useful year-round. Vole Scram can be used January through December, and it will not wash off in seasonal rain or snow. Vole Scram is fast-acting, long-lasting, and ecologically safe for your organic garden, and it will not harm animals, plants, or people. Stop voles and prevent damaging tunneling and chewing with Vole Scram Vole Repellent, America's finest granular vole repellent. Epic Repellents offers a 100% money-back guarantee, so tell those voles to scram with Vole Scram Vole Repellent.
Spring planting time is here, and Nick's Garden Center is ready with an unbelievable selection of top quality plant material and garden accessories. Whether it's a new landscape project you're starting or just sprucing up the yard, Nick's Garden Center is a must-see. Our 10-acre garden center and landscape center is filled with trees, shrubs, perennials, annuals, herbs, roses, hanging baskets, soils, mulches, stationery, fountains, pottery, garden decor, pavers, sod, and water garden supplies. Don't forget, Nick's Garden Center is your Xeriscape headquarters. We have an unbelievable selection of plants that are drought tolerant. We at Nick's Garden Center will help you create that beautiful outdoor living environment you've dreamed of. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is always ready to assist you. For all your landscaping and garden needs, visit Nick's Garden Center, celebrating 39 years. Located 2 blocks north of Iliff on Chambers Road in Aurora. Also visit us at nicksgardencenter.com.
Is it beautiful blooming annuals you want? Check. Maybe some tough Colorado-friendly perennials? Check. How about trees, shrubs, or fruiting bushes and vines? Check again. All are ready and waiting at Tagawa Gardens. This is Luann Aiken, Tagawa's Garden Ambassador. In every department, Tagawa's is stocked to the rafters. For example, in our nursery, not only is the inventory fully ramped up, but everything in our nursery is 20% off through the end of April. In our big perennials department, we have thousands of plants that can thrive in Colorado gardens, including a huge array of perennials from Plant Select. These perennials have proven themselves to the plant experts at Colorado State University and Denver Botanic Gardens. They're sure to shine in your landscape. Nearly 200 varieties of roses are also primed and ready to take center stage in your garden, including hybrid teas, floribundas, climbers, shrub roses, and English roses too. Something for every garden style and preference. And of course, if you're interested in instant gratification, wander through our annuals department and make your dreams of beautiful container gardens and flower beds come true. With our Colorado weather still a bit changeable, be ready to protect many of these new plants until cold weather is clearly behind us. But with that extra TLC, it will be so worth it when your garden is in full glory this summer. Remember, we are Tagawa's, your garden store, and so much more.
Hand watering trees, shrubs, and flowers is allowed in most areas, so don't miss the Tree Farm's early spring tree and shrub sale going on now. See what's on sale at thetreefarm.com. 7 to 8 foot tall autumn blaze maple trees now only $139.99. 5-year-old 4 to 5 foot tall Austrian pine trees now only $219.99. The early spring tree and shrub sale is going on now at
You take I-25 to exit 235. Then 5 miles west to the tree farm.
We be back to the Garden Wise show. We're going to be here till 9 o'clock today. And we hope you stick tuned and listen to the whole show. We're going to go out to the phones right now and talk to Sherry in Arvada. Good morning, Sherry.
Good chilly morning to you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we're finally getting the spring we didn't have. Question especially for you, Luann. Our garlic has come up vigorously. It's quite tall, and it's turning yellow already. What's going on?
Mine's doing the same thing. It's a little early, like so many other things. But I wouldn't worry about it. I just keep doing some deep watering. I'm deep watering my garlic probably every 2 weeks because that's really helping the bulb build up. And mine are about not quite knee high. They're
Wow,
big.
they are big.
They're big. They're bigger than they would normally be. And it's always interesting to look at the base of that stem. It's not the right word for it, but it's where the garlic comes out of the ground. And the thicker the stem, the bigger your bulb is going to be, because each wrap of that stem is a wrap around the garlic.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about it. There's certainly nothing you can do. They're just doing their thing a little bit early. And when you've got about a third of the bottom of the garlic's foliage turning brown, fading completely, the bulb is telling you that it's soon to be ready to be harvested. But I'm holding off. The only reason that it would be a concern if you wait too long is sometimes the bulb can start to crack a little bit and open up, and that reduces storage life.
Yeah, it does.
But we're in the same boat exactly. But I salute you for growing garlic. In my opinion, everybody should grow garlic in Colorado.
Yes,
'cause
whether
it
you
does
use it or not.
So well, I'll tell you, people, given the choice of getting a zucchini or a beautiful bulb of garlic, a lot of people will take the garlic.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're doing everything right, Sherry.
Well, we certainly do enjoy using my garlic, and it was just so bizarre to see. It looked like it was June almost.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, just some deep watering, and check the soil before you do that, just with your pinky or whatever you do. But you don't want the soil to be soggy. And then once it starts to get about half dry, then you gradually, but gradually quickly, I mean, you don't go cold turkey, but you really start to reduce the watering so those bulbs can start to harden.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you think? Typically we don't harvest until August.
I harvest most of mine, and different varieties will come on ready to be harvested at slightly different times. I have 5 or 6 different varieties that I'm growing, and they generally don't come on at exactly the same time. There's some a little earlier, some 10 days later. I wouldn't worry about it, because there's not much you can do.
Yeah, it'll probably be June harvest.
It could easily be a June harvest. Yeah.
That would be so unusual for us. And yes, you're right. We have had instances where if you do leave it too long, the harvest process becomes very difficult, and I end up throwing away bulbs because they've been ruined.
You can always save the bulbs that aren't prime and grind them up and make a little bit of a bug repellent, in your blender, and then filter out the pulp and have your yard smell like a wonderful Italian restaurant. Okay.
Ciao.
Exactly.
Ciao, lady.
Exactly. No, you're doing everything just fine.
Okay, and no need to give it extra fertilizer or anything like that.
I read so many different things. If you're going to fertilize, do it lightly and do it now. But if you have really good soil, I wouldn't worry about it.
It's not really good soil. It is that terrible clay that exists all around here.
Yeah,
so.
it's more of the nutrients in the soil than the nature of the soil. You've gotten good harvests in the past?
Decent enough.
Okay.
The elephant hasn't grown as large as I would like, but I attribute that to me.
Did you do any winter watering? I found that to be really helpful.
Yes, we mulch, and I get out almost once a week. This year it was once a week at least.
Wow, great. That's great.
Because it is in direct sun and hit by the wind. Yeah.
Yeah. No, send pictures when you do your harvest.
My goodness! I hope it's more successful. And I like the scapes, but I don't know that we're going to get any.
And
when that happens.
Yeah, a lot of people use those scapes, which is the curly on the hardneck.
Yeah.
The curly little stem stalk that comes up, and take that little seed pod and stir fry with it.
Yeah.
There are people who say that taking the scape off will turn that energy back to the size of the bulb, and there are people who say it doesn't matter. So do what you like.
Well, and definitely there's a sweet spot with those scapes that if you wait too long, you've got yourself a mess on your hands.
Yeah. And they will self-sow. Boy. Yeah, they will definitely self-sow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that.
Excellent. Thank you for the advice, and stay warm until we get warmer again.
I think it's warmer outside than it is in here right now.
I think you're right.
So thank you. Thank you very much,
Okay,
Sherry. Good
take
luck.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right. That's hilarious. Oh, man. Oh, you can tell spring is here by the birds.
They were chirping this morning. It's the first time, because I come every 2 weeks here, and it was the first time I'd heard the birds chirping before I pulled out of the driveway.
They have been singing a song. I've got towhees and finches and robins and all sorts of things, but I saw my first hummingbird this week in my backyard. The barn swallows are back.
Oh, they're fun.
Yeah.
They're
I always look forward to the swallows returning from Capistrano.
Yeah, well, you have
right?
to move.
And let's see. Oh, and I saw some white pelicans flying overhead.
You're not, well,
So
you're not that close to big water. I mean,
well, they fly long ways.
this is true. This is true. They're amazing birds.
They are.
They're so cool.
They are very cool birds. And they're so distinctive when they are flying over. You can tell immediately what they are.
They cast a shadow.
They're on like a small plane.
Yeah, that's great.
But there's not that many birds out there that have white foliage with black tips on the wings and practically no tail.
Yeah, yeah. Have you said you've got the hummingbirds.
Mhm.
We used to get, and we're about 5-6 miles east of Parker, we used to get beautiful goldfinches. Lemon
yeah.
I'm not seeing them.
Oh, okay. I've seen one or two.
Yeah.
Retha, my wife, always gets really excited when she sees a goldfinch on the feeder because she just loves
They're
them.
so beautiful.
And they have such a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Just a gorgeous song. So I understand why people call them wild canaries because they do have a canary-like song.
Yeah, it's just, I think the weather has changed migration patterns. I just think there's so much going on right now.
Yeah.
And Skip's going to go cuckoo if he can't get a hummingbird this year.
Well, buy a stuffed one and put it on a piece of fishing line and have it blow around
Blow
in
in
the
the
wind.
wind.
Yeah, there you go. That should work.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not? Oh, let's see. We've got a picture up here.
Stunning.
Yeah. Hello, I have an early blooming peony bred by Kirk Fiesler around 2005. It blooms in mid-April, but this year earlier. It is a pretty thing.
It's huge.
It's huge. And look at that foliage. It's a broad, different sort of glaucous sort of foliage to it that's, I think, is really pretty. Pink buds.
And hot pink.
Hot pink,
Hot
yes.
pink.
The photo is from April 6th this year. I will send another photo from today, so
I wonder if it made the storm.
I wonder if it did, yeah. What fertilizer do you recommend and when should be applied? I also want to...
Could use a little fertilizer.
Yeah, it does look a little chlorotic.
Mhm.
So, yes, I'm trying to find this text back again here. Another show. What fertilizer do you recommend and when should it be applied? Also, what fertilizer should I use on my hydrangeas? Just a general, on the hydrangeas, a general purpose, and the peonies as well. Just a general purpose fertilizer. I might choose something that has some extra iron in it, just judging from the foliage on the peonies.
Peony.
Yeah, with that little chlorotic veins in it. So some iron would be good, either iron and sulfur combination or a chelated iron. Chelated irons are not affected by the soil pH.
Right.
So they're immediately available and aren't bound up in the soil real quickly like just a plain iron-sulfur combination.
Any special fertilizer for the hydrangea?
No, unless it's one of those blue hydrangeas. You know, you need to be an acidic and acid-loving. If you want the blue color, you want to use an acid-loving fertilizer. There are specialty hydrangea fertilizers out there for that purpose. But otherwise, if you don't give it the acid, it will be pink.
And pretty.
And pretty, just as pretty as if it were blue. So that music means we have to get out of here for the top of the hour. identification. We'll be back shortly. It doesn't take long. In the meantime, get yourself a nice fresh cup of coffee, put your feet up, and pet the dog. How's that sound?
Or dogs.
Or
in my
dogs.
case.
Yeah, exactly. You're listening to The Garden Wise Show. We'll be back shortly here on Legends 810.
You're listening to Legends Radio, KLVZ, 810 AM and HD, Brighton, Denver. KLVZ FM 94.3 and 95.3. Streaming at legends953.com.
Welcome to the Garden Wise Show with Colorado's most knowledgeable and entertaining garden experts with host Keith Funk, the Garden Wise Guy. Get ready for gardening tips that you can use right now. New plants, hot products, and the latest from horticultural science. The phone lines are open, so call into the Legend Studio now. 303-477-2473. That's 303-477-2473. Or text your questions and photos to 303-477-5600. That's 303-477-5600. On the air since 1994, Keith and his guests have been answering your questions about gardening in the high-altitude desert of the Colorado Front Range. And now, here's your host, Keith Funk, the Garden Wise Guy.
Hi-ho, we are back to the show, and we have all kinds of stuff going on. I want to give a shout-out to Jill Richardson out in San Antonio, Texas, for listening to the show today on Facebook Live. Right now, we have Betsy from Jared's Nursery on the line. Good morning, Betsy.
Good morning, friends. How's life? How's life in the fast lane now?
Fast lane?
Fast lane. We're in the cold
Fast
lane.
lane,
Here.
like
The air conditioning
yeah, but
is
that
on.
doesn't keep. Yeah, but that doesn't keep the baskets and plants and carts and everything from coming in. It's just like another truck.
Yep.
That's
yep.
good.
It's the time of year we always look forward to it, and then we think, wonder why I was looking forward to this. But what's going on at Jared's?
Well, that pretty much we're just trying to get loaded depending on the, well, loaded, not like drinking, but that
We
would
never
probably
assume
help.
that's what you meant.
Oh, it's just truck after truck of beautiful products that our local growers are growing for us. And, that's always a blessing that we have our wonderful local growers still. And, we're just loading up the annuals, the herbs, the veggies, the usual suspects that everyone's just anxious to get in the ground.
Yeah.
And then Mother Nature humbles us.
That's exactly right. I think that that frost we had a little bit ago scared a lot of people and brought us back to reality.
I was going to say scared in a productive way.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, and and my lilacs, I forgot to look at them this morning, but I have Koreans that were 2 months ahead of bloom time.
Whoa.
So I'm just like, whoa, this is very odd.
Yes. Yeah, I had to have lilacs blooming before May. Just blew my mind.
I know. Well, at least we can get started on, the correct pruning back because we have time before the rush of flowers and planters and everything.
Yeah.
But, Pam Selman, our container garden wizard, her plants, her hanging baskets are starting to come in because they're ready and people are ready to put them out. So, we're trying to kind of keep up with demand.
Yeah, just be prepared to bring them in if we're going to get a little frost.
Yeah, this is very, very true.
But just overnight,
Yeah, and a lot of folks are just coming in just to kind of get that breath of spring. They may not be like ready to dip into the dirt, but they're definitely have it, front to center on mine. So,
so
am I. I mean, I can't stop myself. I've planted pots. I've got tomatoes planted.
Where?
Well, I have them under, the usual heroics. You know, they're on my deck. They're on my deck in a pot
Okay.
with a wall of water, and they're now wrapped in flannel because it was 26 this morning.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, you're up in Evergreen. I keep forgetting that.
Right. Yeah, but it survived the 12.
That's
the 12
great.
degrees.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so
yeah.
if they do work, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is going on? Are you still doing classes this time of year?
Well, I still have 3 classes, and then, then it's the rush.
Yeah.
So today at 11, and thank you for asking. I kind of digress a lot, and I apologize. Don't we all? So at 11 o'clock and at 2 o'clock today, I will be coaching folks on, evaluating their perennials, what they think they need to add and when, maybe even tuck in a little bit of xeric and firewise gardening for those particular situations.
Sure.
And then tomorrow at 2, it's going to be a true xeric class where we're going to talk about soil prep and mulches and those kind of things to try and get us through this drought.
Excellent. Well, tell everybody where you're located.
We are at 10500 West Bowles Avenue, which is between Kipling and Sims on Bowles in the southwest corner of the metro area. And we're here 9 to 5 on the weekends and 9 to 6 on the weekdays.
All right. Well, thank you, Betsy, for calling in. Say hi to everybody there at Jared's for us.
I will. You folks take care.
You too.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Goodbye. Yeah, Jared's is a fun place to go.
I need to get out there. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I need to get out. It's the opposite side of the planet for me.
Well, it's true, but the neat thing
still worth
about
it.
our area out here is we have some really good destination garden centers that are worth the trip.
Mm-hmm. And good lunch places nearby. So
Yeah, there
make
you
a day
go.
of it, right?
Right. Why not? Why not? Absolutely. Let's see. Next up is going to be Joe. Good morning, Joe.
Morning.
Hi.
I had a question about my little tomato. I bought some tomato plants. They were very small, and I think they were those Bonnie ones, but they looked healthy. So I buy them very small, and I bring them home and put them into these big clear plastic drink cups. I think they're about 22 ounces. I put them down deep in those. And I've got them under a grow light. And so my question is, should I give them a little liquid fertilizer while they're...
Joe, you're not coming through.
Hello?
There you go. Okay.
Okay.
So you have them in these drink cups. Now, what was about the fertilizer?
Well, should I give them a little liquid fertilizer when they're in the cups or wait till they're actually in the ground?
Oh, definitely feed them now, yes.
Okay, so it would be a little like a weakened version of a liquid fertilizer?
Yeah, you could go half strength or so.
Okay, and can they, like if we have a long, cold spring now, and they start getting real big, is that going to set them back when they go out in the ground?
Yeah, are they growing vigorously now under the light?
They look healthy, yeah. They've grown a little bit since I put them under the lights about a week and a half ago. But they're not too big for their cups.
Yeah.
So
And the clear cups let me see the root system through them, too.
Sure, true. Did you poke holes in the cups?
Yes,
Good.
yes. They have drainage, yeah.
But
I didn't know whether to fertilize them now before they're out or not.
I'd stay steady with a weakened fertilizer.
Oh, absolutely. That because starving them right now is gonna weaken them.
Okay, because they are in what's supposed to be a pretty good potting soil.
Good.
But I haven't given them any extra.
Another
question.
Let me just jump in before you. How long are they under the lights? How long do your lights run?
I think it's 12 hours.
You could up that a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
It's about 7 to 7, I think. So, but that's the one that I have my gardenia under, the same grow light, and it's been blooming all winter.
Yeah.
That's great.
Nice.
Another question about tomatoes. I had told you that I have grown my tomatoes in one spot in the garden, the only really good spot I've got. And so I know that something happens with the soil, and over time they don't do as well. So So I had someone dig out a lot of that soil and put it over around my other plants, and I think down about 8 or 10 inches. Is that enough to get rid of whatever's in that soil, or is there still something that might be detrimental to growing in that same spot?
No, I think you should be okay.
Okay.
What was wrong with the soil as you saw it?
Well, I've always heard that if you grow tomatoes over and over and over in the same spot, they kind of go into declines. They don't produce as well, and I assume maybe some kind of fungus or virus or something
Correct,
happened
yes.
in the soil. I don't know exactly, but I have noticed over the years they're producing less. So I want to kind of make sure they're in the best conditions to produce this year. So I had a whole bunch of that old soil that's been in for years, dug out down to about 8 or 10 inches, and I had thought about putting them in the 5-gallon buckets, the containers again this year, but I'd like to be able to plant them in the soil. I've got a bed about 3 feet wide and maybe 10, 12 feet long, and it gets good full sun, so I'd like to plant them in the ground there. So you think that just putting fresh, good soil in on top of down about 10 inches should be okay for this year's tomatoes?
Well, when you're adding the fresh new soil, add just a little bit to the bottom and dig it into your native soil so that there's a transition.
Okay.
So you don't want to just layer one soil on top of another.
Yeah.
So
now, is it okay to use like over at the King Supers, they sell bags of topsoil pretty cheap. And I've got some of those to fill in low spots and all that. Is it okay to put some of that kind of in the bottom and then a good quality soil on top where the tomatoes?
You want to mix it. It needs to be homogeneous.
Yeah, you don't want layers.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And then another thing I wanted to hint, just a hint for people with the cold weather. Years ago, somebody told me about getting big styrofoam containers from tropical fish stores.
Yeah.
And I did that, and I've got quite a few on hand. So when it's cold, and these containers, they were free then, probably, and fish stores get theirs in there in big bags of water inside these styrofoams. So they're about an inch thick and sometimes 18 to 24 inches around. So they're really fantastic to put over small plants when it gets cold.
Yeah.
And one other question. When tulips and daffodils, turn brown on the tips before they actually, the whole leaves turn brown, can you clip those off so they look better, or do you need to leave the whole leaf on till it, totally is brown?
You need to leave the whole leaf.
Whole leaf. So it's getting photosynthesis the whole time, even if it's kind of getting brown.
You don't think the brown tips are just done for? I'm asking Keith here.
As long as there's green to the foliage, it's still functioning and rebuilding the bulbs for next year.
But she's just asking about trimming the brown tips.
Yeah.
Oh, if you want to,
tips,
you could clip off the brown tips, but leave
Just
all the
kind of
green
for-
foliage. Yeah.
For appearance, because they show up bad. But yes, I would leave the green, and then I guess just gradually prune it down.
Yeah.
So let's see. I think those are my main. Oh, I am looking for some place that sells strawberry plants that are the June berries, because I like to freeze a bunch at once and not pick them all summer. Do you know of any place that any of the garden centers that might have June berries?
Tagawa's has strawberries, but I don't know if they're June harvest. So just call around.
Call around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
for sure. And be a little careful with going with the cheapest soil. And I know soil is expensive, but it all starts with the soil. And so put as much effort as you want into that. So I would just be careful. I'm not telling you not to get the other, but a lot of the lesser expensive soils are pretty much peat moss. And peat moss can be really hard to hydrate. It can actually repel water.
So what is the brand you recommend as a good planting soil?
Well, I've never added bagged soil to a bed.
I think I would go with something that's labeled as a raised bed mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a little pricey, but I want you to succeed in any fruiting thing like tomatoes is going to really demand good soil.
Yes.
And great drainage.
So any one company name? I know I use that Pro-Rich for fertilizer.
I'm trying to think of whose. I only bought like 40 bags.
Well, Organics has that raised bed mix.
Yeah, Tagawa's is
Okay.
called raised bed mix. Yeah,
Yeah.
Raised
and that's what I put in my 8 raised beds. I should
Yeah.
remember the name. So-
And is there a chance that by using this really good soil, you're recommending that it may keep the tomatoes in that spot, producing years of hunger?
Well, anything that's organic is going to, by nature, decompose over time, and your little nice fluffy soil will be less fluffy in years to come. But you can
Yeah.
amend it. You use compost in your
Yeah,
planting mold sometimes too. So,
Yeah, I make my own compost.
but I would just urge that it's urged to remember that it starts with the soil, and you're going to get
Yeah.
much better plants and much better harvest, especially on something that is producing a fruit.
Yeah.
With really good soil.
Okay, well,
Okay.
thank you for all your answers today. I really enjoy your show.
Good luck.
Thanks for your call, Joe.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, it's one of those things that's called crop rotation.
Yeah.
And I remember Joe didn't have another place to plant her tomatoes to rotate. But if you can, this holds true for pretty much any vegetable. As you don't want to plant the same vegetable in the same spot year after year after year. You want to rotate them to different parts of the garden.
Which is a luxury if you can.
If that is a luxury if you have enough space, yeah. But soil prep is going to be your best friend.
It really is.
And happy roots, happy shoots.
Yeah. It's just, I hate to see people invest time, energy, heart, and money into some nice plants and stuff,
Yeah.
and then just go with the budget soil, because again, it's I find a lot of it is not pure peat moss, but close to it sometimes. It's
Sometimes,
just and because it's lighter weight, ships less expensively, but it's like going on a fitness program and eating French fries all the time. I love French fries, but it's a treat, not a lifestyle.
What's a fitness program?
I know, hon. I know. Some of us have a gym membership, but you have your gym membership in your yard.
I do, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
So, hey, we've got a text message. Oh, we got to take a break. Sorry about that. We will be back really shortly after this quick little break here on the Garden Wise Show, Legends 810.
At DeWitt Company, we have fabrics for every reason and products for every season. When frost, freezing temperatures, and cold nights threaten your veggies and flowers, DeWitt's Insulate Fabric Blanket provides a safe environment for your tender plants during unpredictable cold snaps this spring. DeWitt Insulate is a medium-weight, permeable, UV-treated fabric designed to protect flowering annuals, bedding plants, and vegetables from cold and freezing temperatures. This fabric installs easily and is reusable. Insulate lets you get out there and plant earlier, giving you a jump start on our short growing season. Don't take a chance when frosty weather threatens. Protect your time, hard work, and money with DeWitt Insulate fabric as a low-cost insulation against the elements. DeWitt landscaping products and plant fabrics are the #1 choice of professionals in the lawn and garden industry. DeWitt's high-performance quality products save time and are environmentally safe for the responsible homeowner. One company, over 600 products. Go to www.dewittcompany.com for more information. You'll find DeWitt Insulate at your favorite independent garden centers, including Tagawa Gardens in Centennial, Nick's Garden Center in Aurora, and Jared's Nursery in Littleton.
Spring has officially arrived, and it's blooming beautifully at the gardens at Highlands Ranch. Family owned and operated, this neighborhood garden center is your one-stop shop for everything you need to bring your yard to life. And to celebrate the season, don't miss their spring open house on April 4th. Enjoy 20% off your entire purchase. Looking to grow your skills? Join them every Saturday in April for free gardening classes, perfect for beginners and seasoned gardeners alike. Learn about container gardening on the 11th, Japanese beetles on the 18th, and tomatoes on the 25th. With fresh product arriving daily, you'll find everything from trees, shrubs, perennials and pansies, to evergreens and screening plants, plus expert planting services to make it easy. Visit the gardens at Highlands Ranch, located at 9542 South University Boulevard. Open Monday through Saturday 9 to 5 and Sunday 10 to 5. The Gardens at Highlands Ranch, where every season is beautiful.
Wilmore Nursery is open and ready for spring. Yes, even during construction, with easy access from Broadway. Now's the time to protect your lawn. Get your grub-free zone treatment and stop Japanese beetles before they start. Prefer organic? Wilmore has beneficial nematodes for safe natural prevention. Gardeners, get ready. Cool season veggie plants are in and ready to plant. Lettuce, spinach, carrots, cabbage, kale, rhubarb, and more. Plus, fresh herbs have arrived, and those ever-popular peonies are here. But they always sell out fast. Brighten your home with pre-planted blooming spring bulbs. Enjoy them indoors or out, then plant them in your garden when they're done blooming. And don't forget, 2026 seeds are fully stocked. While you're there, grab some farm fresh eggs too. Mark your calendar for Saturday, April 4th. At 11 a.m., it's a free Easter egg hunt for all ages. Bring your basket and your camera. Then at 1 p.m., learn how to get the greenest, weed-free, low-water lawn on your block at their turf class. Wilmore Nursery, 711 East County Line Road in Littleton. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, and Sunday, 10 to 5. Wilmore Nursery, your spring starts here.
Attention orchid lovers. Get ready for an exotic rainforest retreat at the Denver Orchid Society's highly anticipated spring show and sale. Make plans now to join us Saturday, April 25th and Sunday, April 26th at the Denver Botanic Gardens, Mitchell Hall for an orchid extravaganza. Immerse yourself in a world of floral wonder as the Denver Orchid Society showcases award-winning exhibits created by their talented members. Experience the kaleidoscope of colors, shapes, and fragrances as these magical blossoms take center stage. But that's not all. Hundreds of orchid plants will be available for purchase. And what perfect timing! Right before Mother's Day. Whether you're a seasoned collector, just starting your orchid journey, or looking for that special gift for mom, you're sure to find the perfect addition to your collection. Mark your calendars for April 25th and 26th, and let the Denver Orchid Spring Show and Sale become your ultimate destination. For more information, visit our website at denverorchidsociety.org. We can't wait to see you there.
Hand watering tree, shrubs, and flowers is allowed in most areas, so don't miss the Tree Farm's early spring tree and shrub sale going on now. 6-foot tall fruit trees now only $139.99, including apple, cherry, pear, and plum. Ready to bloom lilac shrubs now only $67.46 each. Choose from purple, pink, and white. The early spring tree and shrub sale is going on now at the Tree Farm. Come
Take
see.
I-25 to exit 235. Then 5 miles west to the tree farm.
All right, we are back to the Garden Wise Show. We've got lots of stuff to talk about here. And we have a question on the
This is from
board.
Rob.
From Rob, that's right. Can you talk more about mulching? Oh, of course we can.
Absolutely.
We could talk days about mulching.
Yeah. Do's and
I've
don'ts.
not used before because I was worried the wood chips would absorb all the water before reaching the plant, and that could be a concern.
Some truth in that.
I would like to understand the best type to use: small, large, shredded, chunky, dark, light, whatever.
Crispy, fried, baked, grilled,
sous vide.
Yeah.
And where to apply it and where not to apply it. Can you also explain how to set drip sprinklers so that the plants get water versus just the mulch? Well, to start with, drips should be under the mulch, not on top. So that's one question answered
and
there.
it protects the hose line too from
Oh, yeah.
some UVs and such.
And from little tree rats and stuff chewing on the...
The squirrels, people. He's talking about the squirrels.
Yes. But as far as mulching goes, you know, I don't particularly care for bare soil.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an invitation for a weed.
And, yeah, absolutely an invitation for a weed and for losing moisture.
Yeah.
So the types of mulches that are out there. It depends on what I am mulching. I have a rock garden area.
Which does not want organic mulch.
Does not want, like with sedums and ice plants and a lot of those native type plants.
Yeah.
They don't like the wood mulches. I use squeegee or pea gravel.
And squeegee is just smaller than pea gravel.
Right. But it's much bigger than sand.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to use sand.
Yeah, no, it packs down. You want to use something that's not going to pack down.
Right.
Which is why pea gravel, it's got a lot of ways for water to get through it.
Exactly.
And air.
And it's round. You know, it's smooth-sided instead of sharp sand, which can bind together and keep water from penetrating. So you want those round particles so that there's plenty of airspace between them.
What about squeegee? I know it's generally ground up. It looks like ground up pea gravel in a way, but not ground up, but smaller than pea gravel.
Smaller than pea gravel,
Then that
yes.
doesn't pay. You haven't found that packs down.
No. I like the squeegee size.
Okay.
But you know, just go look and see. You know, at other places of the country, when you say squeegee, they look at you like, "What the heck are you talking
Sounds
about?"
like a dessert.
Yeah. But yeah, squeegee or pea gravel is great for the cactus and succulents and natives, things like penstemons.
Yeah.
Stuff that just does not like the organic mulches. And then if you're going to use a bark mulch,
I like the shredded, but we live in a wind tunnel, and the shredded bark to me is airy enough to let air and water through, but it knits a little bit.
It does, yes.
Yeah, and it really helps kind of hold itself in place.
The shredded cedar. is
Exactly.
probably- some people, there's one on the market called Gorilla Hair, and then there's also shredded western cedar.
That's what I use.
Yeah. And like you said, once you put it down and you water it in or water it down, it does, all those fibers sort of bind together. Not only keeps the wind from moving it around, but it keeps a heavy rainstorm from moving it around.
Correct.
Like we
Unless
have
it's under a
those.
downspout, and then anything
Yeah.
will move. You know, your car will move.
When was the last time we had a heavy rainstorm?
There is that. I have pictures from in my scrapbook. But yeah, I'm a huge believer in mulch, and you have to be a little careful, even with plants that aren't the succulents and the real sensitive. I don't put it right next to the crown or on the crown. I
Right.
leave a little bit of space.
Yeah.
So that the problem with that some people cite with organic mulch like bark is that it stays wet and it can rot the crown of the plant.
Yes.
And so you want just a little, you know, space, inch or something to keep it away from the crown. And I put down about 2 inches. What do you do?
Yeah, 2 inches is
Plenty.
a gracious plenty.
Yeah.
Because like he was saying here, Rob was saying, I don't want the mulch to absorb all the water and not get it down into the soil.
But if he's doing drip underneath the soil,
Right.
underneath the mulch, that wouldn't be a problem.
It shouldn't be a problem,
Yeah.
but for anybody else listening who is overhead
That's
watering.
Can you use like rocks or like
you don't want to put down 4, 5, 6 inches of mulch because the water you're applying from the top never gets to the soil.
Yeah. And we're talking about annuals, more perennials, but perhaps annuals too.
And shrubs.
In a bed. Yeah, but don't worry about it pulling the nitrogen out of the soil. It takes
No.
so long unless you're mixing it into the soil. So you don't want to use that in a vegetable garden where you're going to really be changing things around and working some of that just by nature into the soil. I use straw in my vegetable.
Yeah, dried grass clippings are another way
Herbicide
to go.
free.
Do you use, like,
Herbicide
rocks
free.
and gravel, like kind of around the plant to block it.
Well, gravel and pea gravel are about the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not going to rob nitrogen unless you're working it down into the root zone.
Now, if you've got something that you're going to dig into the soil and you can tell that it was wood or is wood, not a good idea to mix it into the ground.
Right. Right.
But it'd be fine on top of the ground.
As long as you can move it to plant your annuals or plant a new perennial, it's not a problem.
Right.
But in the vegetable garden, I wouldn't do that. But I think he's talking shrubs and such.
Compost works as good as a mulch in a vegetable garden.
Now, when I went through Master Gardener School umpteen years ago, it was actually Master Composter School. They weren't big on mulch, on compost as a mulch. They wanted it more down as an amendment into the soil.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and that's how I use it. But also there are people out there who are doing this no-dig method, and they apply compost just to the surface.
And my question to them would be, do you get weeds? Because there's a lot of things that will grow in, compost as
Exactly.
opposed to mulch.
Right.
Yeah.
And compost can be kind of dense and doesn't allow,
Yeah.
kind of like peat moss in a way. If it gets too dry, it repels water. So I prefer to go with, like you said, straw or dried grass clippings, not green grass
A little bit at a
clippings.
time, right? Or dried.
Yeah, because, and the reason I say that is if you take green grass clippings and pile it in there, an inch or two deep, it starts to heat up. It can burn the plants.
And stink.
It stinks. It creates a water repelling mat that you can't get water through. So I always lay it out on the driveway or the patio, or I take green grass clippings and scatter it extremely thinly, and then over a period of time, you add another layer, a little bit more and a little bit more. But when I say extremely thinly, the first layer, I can still see soil. That's how thin.
Right.
Because you just don't want those green grass clippings to cause problems.
And leaves in the fall make a great mulch if they're dry.
And run
chopped
over
up.
them with your lawnmower.
Yeah, make a little windrow. Do that, but they also make a good addition to your beds in the fall.
Yes,
where
absolutely.
you do dig them in.
Yeah.
Did we answer that question?
Well, there's one other thing I wanted to bring up. There is one plant that comes to mind that doesn't like mulch at all of any kind, and that's iris.
Okay.
They want those rhizomes to be up at the surface and in the sun.
Yeah.
And if you're mulching over iris, you're covering those rhizomes. And they would prefer to be up above ground, at least, typically you'll see iris, half that rhizome at least is above ground. And that's where they want to be, and they don't want that covered.
Which is so counterintuitive out here.
Yeah, it is.
Blasting dry, and the iris love it.
They do. But if you've ever dug up an iris clump to divide it,
oh yeah,
you see those heavy, thick roots that go down nice and deep. So you can understand why they're okay with that.
Yeah. But and one thing we haven't mentioned is mulch really makes a bed look finished.
It does.
Aesthetically, a huge benefit, I think.
Now, for a lot of my perennial beds, I don't buy mulch, and I don't use grass clippings. I do what's called chop and drop. So in the spring and the fall, when I'm cleaning things up, I have one of those handheld head shears, and you can see me doing it right now on Facebook. Handheld head shears that I start at the very top of the plant and just chop it down a little bit at a time, an inch or two at a time, and just let it drop, and it stays where it drops.
You make a salad with the greens,
Well, it's usually dry by then.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Right.
In that situation, it's usually pretty dry.
Yeah.
And that is my mulch. And it decomposes fairly quickly, and it's nice and airy because they're decent sized pieces, so they don't block the water. And that's where I do
labor intensive a bit.
It's labor intensive, but it
But
also
it's-
gives you an opportunity to really study your beds while you're doing it. Otherwise, you get bored sick.
Put on the Garden Wise podcast.
Or otherwise, I'll take a handful of stems and use my hand cutters, hand pruners, and just chop them into small pieces.
Yeah. Or buy a bag of really good mulch.
Yeah, that too. But I don't want to. If I can help it, I don't want to send anything to the landfill.
Oh, yeah.
But I can also fill my compost bins up way too fast if I put everything in the compost. So there's a fine line.
Yeah. So well done on the mulch. It's in Colorado especially. It's just such a good idea.
I think so. Now there are people who disagree.
Yeah.
Some people say no, mulch is a bad thing, but I've never found it to be a bad thing if you put the right mulch with the right plants.
Yeah. And if you don't put it on too thickly.
Okay. And especially that volcano mulching around trees. I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody understands what that means, but I see it out here in front of the radio station.
Yeah.
The big mature linden trees, and the mulch starts out thin where the grass is, and then builds and builds and builds up onto the tree trunk, and it looks like a volcano with a tree coming out the middle. And that is bad.
It's bad for the tree. The tissue that mulch is now covering, that's part of the bark, doesn't want to be wet.
No.
And, it's just. I took pictures of it. I was so offended.
Yes.
On the tree's behalf. Yeah. I wanted to do a ninja raid and go pull it off at night.
So if you are mulching around your trees, and I always recommend get rid of the grass around your trees. You should have at least 1.5 or 2 foot radius of grass-free zone around your trees if they're in the lawn, and then you can mulch those areas, but keep the mulch off the trunk of the tree.
Right.
So the follow-up question is, can you explain how mulching works with areas that have regular sprinkler watering? I'm not sure what that means.
You wouldn't. You mean like overhead sprinklers? Well, just don't cover the overhead sprinkler and run a cycle of water, your 2-inch mulch in place, and see how far down the water goes.
Yeah, a trowel is really helpful with
Yeah,
that, or
exactly.
a moisture meter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. We got lots of texts. We got to rock and roll here, my friend.
How deep do you plant irises, please? Right at the surface.
Yeah.
That rhizome needs to be right up at the surface, exposed to the sun. Of course, the roots in the ground, and usually when you're planting iris, the foliage has been cut down quite a bit, so it doesn't act like a sail in the wind and knock your iris over. But I've also seen people use, weed fabric staples, that sort of thing, to hold them in place.
Sure. Okay.
Or what do you call them? Pipe cleaners.
Okay, I'd go with the staples.
I'd go with the staples,
Easier
because then
to
you
get in
can pull
place.
them out
Yeah.
later.
And the rhizome that Keith is talking about looks like a real chubby thumb, and the roots descend from that.
You're being nice. It looks like a dog turd.
I had not having several dogs. I go with the thumb theory. I have enough of the other. Yeah. So yeah, iris they're so lovely.
Now, if you do plant them too deeply, they will find their way to the surface, but it may take a year or two, and that's going to inhibit your flowering.
And if you divide your iris, you want to take off the old stuff, make a nice clean cut, and plant that so that the flower and leaves that are coming up are pointing away from any other iris in that little collection, because otherwise they will grow toward the center and you'll have to separate much sooner.
Exactly. And you'll always know what part of the iris rhizome to cut off, because it won't have any roots.
Yes.
And it'll look kind of old and dried, like a dog turd.
Yeah. Or a chubby thumb.
A chubby thumb.
Okay, quickly, let's go. Moving on.
Let's see. I've noticed these little brown rusty areas in my lawn. Do you have an idea what this is or what's causing it? It is on the east side of the house. I have noticed this on other areas of my lawn, and this is from Linda in Lakewood. And there's a picture, and I'd like to see the picture, Mr. Sean.
Here we go.
Let's see what that is going to look like here. Well, number one, that broad-leafed grass in the middle of the picture is fescue. And that's not the same as your bluegrass around it. That fescue can be just dug out. It doesn't have to be sprayed and killed, because it doesn't spread underground. So you just dig out the main clump and patch it with a piece of sod. You'll be fine.
It's too early for crabgrass.
It's not crabgrass. No,
Yeah.
definitely not crabgrass. Way too early for that. I did notice that I have some quackgrass in my yard that was already going to seed, and so is the cheatgrass. I don't like that.
No.
Quackgrass is evil. Stuff.
And that's spot spray?
Spot spraying that, or just being really diligent when you dig it up.
Okay.
Because if you leave any of the little rhizomes behind, they can resprout. But what was that, the top one there from Linda? There you go. What's that picture? Oh. Yeah. That looks like snow mold.
That could be, because it's real spotty. What we're looking at
we
is...
didn't have any snow.
Yeah. There are patches of green, very green grass, and around it something looking not just straw-like, but like collapsed straw-like.
Yeah.
It's like it has
Matted
been
down.
mashed.
Yeah. My first thought is snow mold. And really all you need to do, Linda, is take a leaf rake. Not a garden rake, but a leaf rake. And go out there and just fluff it up.
Yeah. Get air into it. The point of that being get air into it.
Yeah. Because snow mold really typically does not kill the lawn. It damages the top, but it leaves the crown and the root system alone, so it will resprout.
And if that doesn't work, take a sample into your favorite independent garden center and take some of the green grass and some of the funky looking grass, so you have that margin between that transition zone.
That same sample needs to have both in the same sample.
And take it in, and you can be careful how you dig it up and bring it back and put it back in, so you don't have a giant divot, and let some of the plant experts there diagnose it for you.
Your local extension office is
True.
also a great place to take samples like that.
Yeah, you have to pay for it, I think, if you go out to Jeffco. I think.
do?
I think some of the samples they had, but I will double check that because I don't
Okay.
want to speak.
Because it used to be free.
It did. I used to
But
work
we
in
pay
the
for that with our
diagnostic
taxes.
lab out there. So, yeah. But go to the garden center first.
Yeah.
There's one closer probably. And if that doesn't work, then check with the Jeffco Extension Diagnostic Clinic.
Well, each county has its own.
Yeah. But Jeffco at the time had a very specialized diagnostics.
Oh, that I could understand paying
Yeah.
for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't mean the general master gardener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, every county has its own extension office. You can take the CSU extension office. And usually the master gardener's there or the horticulture agent in person can take a look at your sample.
And you might be able to send them a picture, and they might be able
Yeah.
to diagnose it over the phone.
You know, once
for
upon
you.
a time, I used to be an extension agent.
I remember that.
Back in the early 80s.
Pleistocene.
Yeah. We still had to dodge the dinosaurs on the highway. And we'd make house calls.
Yeah. I don't think they have the staff to do that
No,
now.
they
And
don't
I
have that anymore.
I
But
think- yeah.
you'd go out in the field. There was a couple days a week I was in the field going to house calls for free.
I think they may do that some for agricultural
Yeah.
farmers and ranchers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly.
Good.
So where are we at time-wise? Oh, we still don't. We're okay on breaks, right? You want to take a break now? Okay. We'll take a break now. We will come back and talk to Janice on the phone out in Denver about
tomato seeds.
And then we have a few more text messages to deal with. So stay tuned. You're listening to The Garden Wise Show on Legends 810.
We've thawed from the winter chill, and now it's time to read up on the best products to control beetles and grubs in your yards and gardens. There's a couple of products that give a 1-2 punch to those grubs and beetles.
Now that temperatures have risen, the grubs are becoming active again in your lawns and gardens. Make sure you use safe, high-performing products like Grub Gone and Beetle Gone, so you, your kids, and pets can safely enjoy your yard without sharing it with beetles and grubs.
Grub Gone can be applied to turf to control grubs, reduce turf damage, and lessen the impact that beetles will have on your yard in the summer. Plus, it's easy to use. Just apply with any commercial spreader and irrigate into the soil. Grub Gone is a biological product that specifically targets grubs without harming soil beneficials.
And use Beetle Gone in your garden soil to control grubs, or later in summer on your roses and other ornamentals or fruiting plants to control beetle invaders without harming bees, ladybugs, or butterflies. Find out more at BeetleGone.com.
You'll find Grub Gone and Beetle Gone at your local independent garden center. And as always, tell them the Garden Wise guy sent you.
Soil moist granules are a non-toxic water-storing polymer product that keeps your plants hydrated twice as long. Every morning you water your hanging baskets, vegetables, and flower beds, and by evening they're dry again. Soil moist polymer crystals mix into your potting soil and encourage absorption, cutting your watering in half. They absorb water like a sponge, then slowly release it as your soil dries out. That means less watering for you and more consistent moisture at the root level, right where plants need it. Ideal for hanging baskets, planters, flower beds, and even vegetables, Soil Moist reduces transplant shock, improves soil texture, and lasts for seasons. It's non-toxic, degradable, and environmentally friendly. Just hydrate the granules before mixing them into your soil and let Soil Moist do the hard part for you. Find Soil Moist at your favorite independent garden center or learn more at soilmoist.com.
Is your landscape ready for a tough season ahead? At Twin Oaks Tree Experts, we know healthy plants start with the basics: proper pruning, deep root watering, and expert fertilization for your trees and shrubs. And for your lawn, we've got you covered with smart mowing, precise fertilization, and efficient irrigation to keep it green and thriving. But it all begins with the right plant in the right place. Ask us about xeriscaping and native plants, beautiful, water-wise solutions designed for Colorado living. Stress trees attract pests. And this year, stress levels are high. Twin Oaks specializes in pest and disease control, protecting your landscape from threats like emerald ash borer, pine beetle, Japanese beetles, mites, fire blight, scale, and canker. Serving the community since 1998, our internationally certified arborists are your one-stop shop for everything your trees and plants need. Call or text 720-263-2337 or schedule online at twinoaksusa.com. Twin Oaks Tree Experts, helping your landscape thrive season after season.
Hand watering tree shrubs and flowers is allowed in most areas, so don't miss the Tree Farm's early spring tree and shrub sale. A list of our sale items are at thetreefarm.com. 5 to 6 foot tall aspen clumps only $119.99 each. 3-year-old Cheyenne privet hedge now gets 6 for $306. 6 to 8 foot spring snow fruitless crabapple trees only $139.99. Come
You
see.
take I-25 to exit 235, then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
Okay, that music means that we are back on the Garden Wise show. And Luann, you have a bird walk you want to talk about?
Bird Walk with Kate Hogan, Denver Audubon Society, is next Saturday at Tagawa Gardens. I believe they want you to sign up. You can do that online.
Okay.
But it's great fun because Tagawa sits right there on Cherry Creek.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of bird watching opportunities up and down the trail. So
Yeah.
that's fun. We get families out there. It's really a great way to introduce kids.
Perfect time of year because all the
to
birds are
nature.
migrating now.
Yeah, exactly.
So you'll see some really cool things that are migrating north.
Yeah, yeah. And Kate Hogan is great. She's just a lovely lady and brain full of great information.
I hope she keeps it covered.
Let it out. Let it be free. That's next Saturday at Tagawa Gardens. TagawaGardens.com for more details.
And
I
in
did have
Boulder?
something else I wanted. I was born and raised in Boulder and went to school with Kathy Long, who is now Kathy Long Gates. And they have, for 120 years, this has been a family operation. And they now do Dig Your Own Iris.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a family adventure. It's in North Boulder. It's right off of Broadway, and they are open now from 9 to 5 every day until the middle of June to dig your own iris rhizomes. Speaking of rhizomes, and it's a fun thing to do.
Oh, it
out.
is.
And the sooner you go, the better choice you have.
Right.
And they have pictures of what the flower looks like, so you can kind of judge. But you talk about real easy to get a very big bag, But
Yeah.
it's such and as Keith was just saying, this is North Boulder. It's right off of Broadway. It's a very valuable property, and these people have made it a mission to hold on to that property. They're now in their third or fourth generation.
Yeah.
Founded in 1905 by her
Oh, my
grandfather, I
goodness.
believe. So
Goodness gracious.
go Long's Gardens in Boulder. Look them up online and get up there because they're selling iris, dig your own iris, which is a great, tough Colorado plant.
It is.
Going into drought, perfect.
Mhm.
Okay?
Quick text message here. Will the lilies come back next year that have turned brown from the frost, like mine did?
Like yours did.
There are some that have green foliage that were damaged. The green foliage that were damaged probably won't get any flowers this year, but they'll come back just fine. I don't know about the ones that died all the way to the ground. They may send up some weak foliage, but it's going to take them, I think, a few years to recover.
Be
I'm just
careful.
going to replant.
Be careful watering
Yeah.
because it would really
You
be
don't
real
want-
easy to rot them when they're
Exactly.
don't have any leaves to be transpiring.
Exactly. Let's go out and see what Janice is talking about there with some tomato seeds. Good morning, Janice.
Good morning. I planted my tomato seeds on March 30th, and they sprouted within 7 days,
Uh-huh.
and they have not moved to get that real leaf yet. What am I doing wrong?
Wow.
What am
Where
I
do you
not
have them?
doing?
Tell us about how you're.
They're in a south window.
Okay. So they're getting plenty of sun.
Yep.
And what
I'm
kind of
just
what kind of
wondering- I put them in little peat pots and then used raised bed mix and put in those. And I'm just wondering, are they not getting enough nutrients?
Yeah, see, raised bed mix I wouldn't have put into a container. Um,
A baby container like that.
What I think I would do, since they haven't moved, is to get them transplanted into regular potting soil.
Okay, let me look and see if I can see the bag that I actually put them in. I don't know. I think it was eco potting mix.
Oh, it's eco potting mix. Isn't
okay.
necessarily raised bed mix, so that would make it would
Okay.
depend.
Are you feeding them at all?
I had not been, but I started 2 days ago.
Okay, that will probably help. But as soon as you get some fresh new foliage on them, you might want to repot them.
Okay, I've just never had this happen in all the years I've had tomato seeds.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it sounds
what
strange.
the heck?
Is it a different kind of tomato seed than you used in the past?
No.
And was it fresh?
I took it from the tomatoes from last year
Yeah, so it's fresh.
and put it on paper towels, and they just sprouted right away. I was so excited.
Oh, good.
Oh, yay, they worked. But now I don't have they just have their original sprout leaves and nothing since.
How cold is your south-facing window when the sun
Well,
isn't bright?
It can be cool.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Tomatoes are really sensitive to cool air, to cool surroundings.
Do you have a propagation mat or a heat mat you can put them on?
I do. I
Oh.
do put. I can.
And-
I do
and a
have
grow
one.
light?
I can put it under. They don't. I can't put a grow light there.
There's some really simple ones that look like a gooseneck lamp.
Yeah.
You know,
But I
that's-
definitely go for the propagation mat right away.
Yeah.
Okay, I will get that out and see if we can get these things moving along. But I did a real weak solution of some. I had Miracle Grow.
Sure. Yeah.
So I did a real weak solution, and then I was at Tagawa's last night for the wine event, and I bought some Espoma tomato tone.
Excellent.
So I just took a little bit and sprinkled it on the top
There you go.
of the soil.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll work. So I'll get that mat out and see if we can get these things to move along.
And if they don't start growing pretty soon, responding to this, extra TLC, I'd try them again. You still have time, but when plants are that when they're doing nothing, when they're pouting like that,
Yes.
it can affect the life of the plant
Yeah.
and the productivity of the
Oh.
plant. So,
Okay.
maybe plant some backup.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and seed some new ones right now just in case.
I would. What have you got to lose?
I have seeds, so
Okay.
I will do that.
All right.
All
And
right.
let us know,
All right.
will you, please?
I
thank you.
will. And thanks again for that event at Tagawa's. I spent way too much money last night.
Yay!
Good. We love that.
We call that job security at Tagawa's.
Well, thank you for your call, Janice.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Take care.
Bye.
We got to get to a break, and then we'll come back and talk to Fred out in Lakewood about mulch. So stick tuned. We'll be right back on the Garden Wise Show, Legends 810.
If deer are visiting your yard, chances are they're not just passing through. They're coming back for dinner. Across North America, deer cause more damage to landscapes than any other animal. In fact, a single deer can eat up to 6 pounds of your plants every day, turning your beautiful trees, shrubs, and flowers into their personal buffet. The problem? Deer are creatures of habit. When they discover a food source in your yard, they'll keep coming back again and again. That's why homeowners trust Deer Scram, America's finest granular deer repellent. Deer Scram works by triggering a natural fear response, releasing a scent deer associate with danger. That means they stay away before they nibble on plants, browse shrubs, or destroy your flowers. It's long-lasting, won't wash away in rain, and it's completely safe for people, pets, plants, and the environment, even around organic gardens. And it works year-round, even in winter. No sprays, no traps. Just apply Deer Scram and train deer to stay away. It's the #1 selling granular deer repellent in the USA, and it comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. Protect your prized landscape today with Deer Scram. Find a store near you at epicrepellents.com. That's epicrepellents.com.
Spring is in full swing at Jared's Nursery Gift and Garden on West Bowles Avenue. You'll find cheerful pansies and violas, plus some hardy perennials, including the wildly popular hellebores. And of course, Jared's has everything you need to plant and care for these great plants. even some frost blankets if Mother Nature throws in some cold nights. This is the perfect time to stop in and talk about your garden or landscape plans. Our friendly, experienced staff would love the opportunity to talk gardening with you. We can help you plan enhancements to your landscape or help you with some veggie garden ideas. We have a full lineup of seeds and seed starting supplies in stock now, and would love the opportunity to help you with that. Wouldn't it be fun to get some tomatoes or petunias growing from seed this year? How cool to be able to tell your friends that you grew them yourself. So whether it be gifts or tools, fountains or statuary, flowers, trees, shrubs, or just some gardening advice, you know you can get it at Jared's. Don't forget soil, mulch, compost, and fertilizers as you prepare for the coming gardening season. Jared's Nursery Gift and Garden Center is a family-owned business serving you for 45 years at 10500 West Bowles Avenue in Littleton. Open 9 to 5 Saturday and Sunday, and 9 to 6 Monday through Friday. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Hand watering trees, shrubs, and flowers is allowed in most areas, so don't miss the Tree Farm's early spring tree and shrub sale going on now. See what's on sale at thetreefarm.com. 7 to 8 foot tall autumn blaze maple trees now only $139.99. 5-year-old 4 to 5 foot tall Austrian pine trees now only $219.99. The early spring tree and shrub sale is going on now. Come
You
see.
take I-25 to exit 235. Then 5 miles west to the tree farm.
Let's get right back out to the phones. Fred's been waiting to talk to us about mulch. Good morning, Fred.
Hi, Keith. How are you?
Excellent. What's going on with your bad self?
Well, I'd like to have a margin around a portion of our foundation to keep it weed-free with mulch. And I just need some guidance. Is there any mulch that's fireproof, or would that be the pea gravel?
I was going to say rocks.
Pea gravel or cobblestone or
okay.
that granite stuff.
Okay, and then should you to discourage weeds, should you first put down a fabric barrier of some sort before the mulch?
Well, that'll work for a while, but over time, dirt blows in, weed seed blows in, and then stuff starts to germinate on top of the fabric. So you'll eventually have some weeds. It may take a few years, but it's inevitable.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you for that.
Sure. Sure. Absolutely.
Good luck.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. We have a text message here that says we're converting some of our vegetable garden to flowering shrubs and perennials. It has no shade. What would be a good flowering shrub that would stay about 3 feet? And Luann and I were talking. If you want to go more toward the native drought-tolerant stuff, I'd look at the dwarf blue rabbit brush.
That's pretty.
Yeah. Or potentilla.
Cinquefoil, right.
Cinquefoil, yeah. There's a dwarf 9-bark called Little Devil. That's really pretty. It blooms, and it has burgundy foliage, so you get a couple of different colors out of it. Did you think of anything else?
I was just going to say my go-to on something like that would be plantselect.org.
Yeah.
Because they have such great pictures.
They do.
You know, of drought, drought-ish tolerance.
Yeah.
And plantselect.org is a consortium between DBG, Botanic Gardens, and CSU.
Yeah.
And these have been road tested. And and you can, depending on how big you want the plant that goes in the ground now, Tagawa's has a great selection of Plant Select. I'm sure Nick's does
the
too.
garden centers all. Yeah,
so you can go and see them in person. A lot of times they're in smaller pots, which is just a godsend if you're planting a lot.
Yeah.
And they will catch up very quickly.
That's right.
But just go to your favorite garden center that carries Plant Select, look at the signs, look at the plant, or go online to plantselect.org and see some of the more detailed information.
Oh, there's another short-growing plant, shrub that blooms during the summer. Not particularly drought-tolerant as far as natives go, but it's a spirea. The summer-blooming spireas.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one I just love called Doozy.
And color? What color is the foliage?
Well, the foliage comes out multiple colors, orangey, yellow, burgundy.
That sounds
and then matures to green, and then it has these beautiful purple flowers in the summertime, and it stays nice and short.
Is the green foliage emerald green, grass green, or lime green?
It's a dark green.
Dark green. Okay.
Dark green.
So those
yeah.
flowers really show up.
Yeah, they really do. So those would be 4 possibilities that you could look at, with the dwarf rabbit brush being probably the most drought tolerant.
Great plant for native bees.
Yes, it doesn't bloom until late summer, but it has that blue greenish silver foliage.
Yeah.
And so that would be one way to go. I love the 9 barks, and that little devil 9 bark is the one that comes to mind that stays. It gives you more than one season. It gives you 3 seasons. It gives you blooms in the spring. It gives you colorful foliage, the burgundy foliage all summer long, and then in the fall, it's beautiful fall color, and bugs don't bother it.
Win, win, win.
Win, win, win. All right. Well, that music means we got to go bye-bye. We're done with the show for this week, but we will be back again next Saturday, as always. And next Saturday, I believe it's Devin.
I believe you're
joining
right.
me. So we'll have write down your questions. Be ready to call in early or text in early so that we can get your questions answered in a timely fashion. Until then, keep your shovel sharp. Be careful where you dibble. Come out to the Botanic Gardens and see the orchid show that the Orchid Society is putting on this weekend. I'm going to be there answering questions. And until next week, where I answer more questions, have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.